Hi, welcome to the IU NewsNet Daily. I'm Szu-Min coming to you from Taiwan, almost 8,000 miles away from Bloomington. The coronavirus hit first on this side of the world, so we will bring you a look at life here now. Plus, also have news from back home. Our reporters are scattered from Bloomington to Kentucky and also to San Francisco. First, an update. The First Lady of Bloomington, who is battling the coronavirus, confirmed that her mother has passed away from COVID-19. Mayor John Hamilton's wife, Dawn Johnson, posted the news on her Facebook account along with a portrait of her mother. Caroline Johnson, who lived near her family, was 79 years old. The family had to say goodbye to her by phone. Earlier this month, Dawn Johnson tested positive for COVID-19, and both she and the mayor are under separate quarantine. Johnson is a professor at Moore School of Law. The namesake of IU's O'Neill School of Public and Environmental Affairs passed away Saturday at the age of 82. SPIA was renamed after Paul O'Neill last March. O'Neill donated $30 million to IU. An IU graduate, he went on to become the U.S. Secretary of the Treasury under President George Walker Bush. According to the AP, he died of lung cancer. Today is the day that Indiana's stay-at-home order was previously set to end. Governor Eric Holcomb has extended that order until May 1st at the earliest. This order applies to residents and non-essential businesses. Hoosiers are told not to leave their home other than for essential business, and most businesses are closed until further notice. Holcomb also has extended Indiana's public health emergency order until May 5th. Now, let me set the scene for you here in Taiwan. The first confirmed cases of COVID-19 appear here on January 21st, and we have 420 cases now. Taiwan hasn't had any lockdown since the outbreak, and all businesses are operating as usual. The only difference is people wear masks and get their body temperature checked in public places. The Taiwanese government took actions early and set up guidelines to control the spread of the virus. I had to stay in quarantine for 2 weeks after I came back here from Bloomington. The government would call every day to make sure I stay at home and had no symptoms. An IU Taiwanese student and her American boyfriend had a different experience during the global pandemic here in Taiwan. As a foreigner, her boyfriend was surprised at how people here handled the situation. Vicky Huang, a Taiwanese student at IU, decided to bring her American boyfriend, Jonathan White, back to Taiwan during the pandemic.
Feels like we have better guidelines from the government, like what we should do. And everyone is following that. I won't say 100%, but most of the people following the rules.
Jonathan had first experienced how the Taiwanese protect themselves from his girlfriend.
And at the time, I was thinking it's just unnecessary. Plus, the mask was very uncomfortable.
Yeah.
So I didn't really want to wear it. But I know she would just get mad at me, so I was only wearing it to avoid that.
The IU couple isolated themselves for 2 weeks for extra caution. They say they didn't want to be the ones that brought the virus back and spread to others. Jonathan White was surprised how people in Taiwan followed the guidelines, something like this. People have to go through the body temperature check before entering the department stores and restaurants.
Just overall how well they did for handling it. And it was less the government, more how everyone seemed to be taking it seriously.
The couple is now back in Bloomington to prepare for the graduation, even though it has been postponed. They say they are glad that the U.S. is taking the issue seriously now. They told me that people have to fill out a form about your travel history and health condition in the Taiwan airport. If you have symptoms, the CDC would ask you to go through the screening. And now we go back across the miles to Indiana, where IU NewsNet's Andrew Lamparski shows us how people are helping one another in this pandemic crisis. Andrew?
Thanks, Szu-Min. With millions unemployed, families across the country are struggling to make ends meet. I had the chance this week to speak to one of the largest food banks in the state to see what they're doing to help. In the time of a global pandemic, just putting food on the table is a struggle for some. That's why food banks like the Food Bank of Northwest Indiana are becoming increasingly crucial.
We've got people coming to the food bank that have never sought support in the past. So it's very challenging because we've increased the number of households we're serving just in our mobile distributions by 65% over normal operations.
Governor Holcomb deployed the National Guard to assist food banks across the state. The Guard is taking the place of volunteers as the Food Bank of Northwest Indiana operates drive-through services.
There's more National Guard here than there are staff, but that's allowing us to really ramp up our operations here.
Corporate and individual donations have also helped the food bank ramp up operations, but they find themselves still coming short of meeting all the community's needs. While you may not be able to physically volunteer right now, Garcia says people can help end the stigma around food assistance.
If you need some help, we're here for you. And it's okay to ask for help. There's nothing wrong with that. As I mentioned, we've got a record number of people reaching out to us for the first time ever. Breaking that stigmatization of who needs the food bank services is a key piece.
Garcia says once the National Guard leaves, the food bank will need an abundance of volunteers to take their place. To find a food bank, whether it's for assistance or to find a way to help, you can visit feedingamerica.org. Szu-Min, back to you.
Local restaurants and their employees need your support during this difficult time more than ever. And one college favorite Bloomington pizzeria is giving back to its staff in a big way. Jeff Meese, the owner of Pizza X, announced on his Facebook page that his employees will receive a 75% pay increase through the end of June. The owner received a small business loan from the government that he does not need to repay, so he is paying it forward to his employees. As entertainment moves indoors, the racing world found a way to continue the action with iRacing. Even though the races are at home, two controversies struck in back-to-back weeks. The most recent, Kyle Larson, driver of the 42 car, used a racial slur during an iRacing event. NASCAR suspended Larson indefinitely following the race. He issued an apology via Twitter.
Yeah, I just want to say I'm sorry. Last night I made a mistake and said the word that should never, ever be said. And there's no excuse for that.
Larson's race team announced the end of their relationship. Several sponsors have dropped him as well. NASCAR directed Larson to attend sensitivity training following the incident. IU senior Tyler Combs ended his run on Jeopardy with a second place finish in Friday's championships. Combs won his first two matchups to earn a spot in the finals, which took place over 2 days. Minnesota sophomore Nabir Sarmar was dominant in the finals, winning the grand prize, but Combs finished strong to grab second place. He earned $50,000 as the runner-up. And that's all today for IU NewsNet Daily. We'll be here every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Thanks to our team who is using their cell phones to shoot. We're producing and editing from home now. Thanks for watching. Take care and stay well.